Good morning, students. Taking the feedback from you all, I decided to make a video of the first chapter of biology, that is life process. So without wasting time, we should start the topic, that is what is life process. Life process is basically known as maintenance process. In order to maintain yourself, you need to have a process, and that is life process. Life process is not a very complex idea. You can say that you can divide life process into various subgroups, that is nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. We'll be dealing with the first one, that is nutrition. So what is nutrition basically? Nutrition, you can basically say that the process of intake of food, its digestion, its absorption and its distribution to various parts of the body is termed as nutrition. And the things which gives us nutrition is termed as nutrient. Your all food which we consume, right from rice, pulses, vegetables, fruits, meat, everything are termed as nutrients. It can be required in a large amount, it can be required in a less amount. Okay, so on that basis they are termed as, maybe you can call it micronutrients and macronutrients. Am I clear? Nutrition is basically divided into two major categories, that is autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which organism prepare their own food. Auto means self. So they are going to prepare their own food. What makes them to prepare their food? That is the chloroplast. This is the identifying feature. You can say that plants do have chloroplast, but animals do not have this. So that makes the plant to prepare their own food. On the other hand, animals cannot make their own food since they don't have chloroplast. Since they don't have chloroplast, so they don't make their own food, and so they are dependent on other organisms. Hetero means different. They consume foods from different sources. Depending on the various sources from which they are going to consume the food, heterotrophic mode of nutrition is basically divided into four categories. What are they? They are holozoic mode of nutrition, saprophytic mode of nutrition, parasitic mode of nutrition, and mutualistic nutrition. Holozoic mode of nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which organisms take complete food, solid food. Okay, like us. We consume solid food, and that is the reason we come under holozoic mode of nutrition. In saprophytic mode of nutrition, animal consume rotten food. Okay, they don't consume solid food. Sapro means rotten. Since they consume rotten food, so they come under the category of saprophyte. You can take an example of mushroom. Mushroom consume rotten things only. Then comes parasite. Parasitic mode of nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which organism consume or takes the food by getting into the host organism. What are host? Those organisms from which they take the food, they are termed as host organism. So these organisms can be endoparasites or ectoparasites. If they get inside the body of the other organism, they are termed as endoparasite. If they consume remaining on the surface of the other organism, they are termed as ectoparasite. Am I clear? The next topic which we'll be dealing is the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which organisms prepare their own food, as I discussed earlier. So which is the site where this takes place? That is the chloroplast. Chloroplast you have studied in class 9th also. Chloroplast is the site where photosynthesis takes place, and chloroplast is known as kitchen of the cell. This is the place where photosynthesis takes place, and this is only absent in animals. Okay, so chloroplast is a double membrane structure which consists of grana and stroma. What are grana? Grana is the site for light reaction. This is the place where light reaction takes place. They are made up of by group of thylakoids. What are thylakoids? Thylakoids are sac-like structure, and group of thylakoid one after the other makes grana. Whereas stroma are the jelly-like substance present inside the chloroplast, and this is the site for dark reaction. I'll be explaining you what is light reaction and dark reaction. Let us proceed to the next topic. You can say that next part of photosynthesis, that is raw materials for photosynthesis. There are basically two raw materials for photosynthesis. One is carbon dioxide and the second one is water. Carbon dioxide is one of the first raw material. So how do carbon dioxide reaches the plant? Carbon dioxide is taken up by the terrestrial plant, that is the land plant, through the tiny opening of the leaf which is present on the surface of the leaf, that is stomata. Okay, these stomata is the source from where the carbon dioxide finds its way to get inside. This stomata is guarded by the guard cells. When the guard cell swells, the stomata opens. Okay, and when the stomata opens, transpiration takes place. You have studied what is transpiration? The loss of excess of water through the tiny opening of the leaves, that is termed as, in the form of water vapor, is termed as transpiration. Am I clear? Now the transpiration takes place, water goes out and carbon dioxide gets in. But in case of aquatic plants, they take carbon dioxide in dissolved form which is present inside the water. They don't have these facilities. The second raw material is water. The first one was carbon dioxide and the second is water. Water is taken up through the roots, which you have studied in the class 9 xylem in detail. Xylem consists of 4 components. So these xylems is sole responsible for taking up water and minerals from the root to the leaves in order to prepare their food. Am I clear? Now comes the mechanism of photosynthesis. You have to understand that. That is very important. Mechanism of photosynthesis says that. So there I will be explaining you what is light reaction and dark reaction in detail. So what happens in light reaction, which takes place in grana? Sunlight is trapped by the chlorophyll. Am I clear? Sunlight is trapped by the chlorophyll and water splits in the presence of sunlight to give us oxygen. I repeat, water splits up in the presence of sunlight, okay, and gives us oxygen. Since water is getting splitted up, so it is termed as photolysis. Photo means light, lysis means to break down. So it is called photolysis of water. Whereas in dark reaction, what happens? Carbon dioxide gets converted into glucose. Okay, it's not a simple process. Since you are in class 10, so we won't study in detail. There are certain other substances which is also produced in the light reaction. With the help of those substances, carbon dioxide gets converted into glucose in dark reaction. Since in light reaction, light is involved directly, so it is termed as light dependent reaction. Whereas in dark reaction, there is no involvement of light, only carbon dioxide gets converted into glucose, so it is termed as dark reaction. Am I clear, my dear students? Now the overall equation of photosynthesis. This equation you can say is the base. If you know the equation, you can explain photosynthesis in your own word. You don't have to memorize so much thing. So remember, what is that? 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O in the reactant side, towards the reactant side, reacts, or you can say combines, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to give what? Glucose, water and oxygen is termed as photosynthesis. If you know the reaction, if you have understood the reaction, the topic becomes very clear and very easy for you all. I repeat, carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives glucose, that is C6H12O6 plus oxygen plus water is the complete equation for photosynthesis. In this equation only you can show where light reaction and dark reaction is taking place. Very simple. You take H2O, I don't have the board so I cannot show it there. So you can do is that you take H2O and take an arrow and take it towards oxygen and put arrow there. This shows the light reaction. This is only light reaction. What you do in dark reaction, take an arrow from carbon dioxide and take it towards the glucose. This is your dark reaction. Simple. I asked a student what is light reaction and dark reaction, show it with the help of an equation. Many students fail to answer that question. So this is the simple method to show your light and dark reaction of photosynthesis. I hope you have understood the topic. Still you have any doubt, any clarification, you are most welcome to put up your doubts. I am always ready to answer your question. Please do not hesitate in asking question. The more the question you ask, the more the doubts get cleared and you understand the topic in the best possible manner. Hope you understood the topic. Thank you.